our topic for today is resources. There are a lot of things that you need so as to fulfill your requirements or need. If you start making a list of these items or things, the list would be quite big. These things that you need so as to fulfill your requirements or need are called resources. Therefore, we can say that anything that can be used to satisfy a need is called a resource. Water, electricity, rickshaw, vegetable and textbook have something in common. They have all been used by you, so they have utility. Utility or usability is what makes an object or substance a resource. Things become resources only when they have a value. Its use or utility gives it a value. All resources have some value. Value means worth. Some resources have economic value, some do not. Example, metals may have an economic value, a beautiful landscape may not. But both are important and satisfy human needs. Some resources can become economically valuable with time. For example, your grandmother's home remedies have no commercial value today. But if they are patented and sold by a medical firm tomorrow, they could become economically valuable. Patent, it means the exclusive right over any idea or invention. Technology, it is the application of latest knowledge and skill in doing or making things. Time and technology are two important factors that can change substances into resources. Both are related to the needs of the people. People themselves are the most important resource. It is their ideas, knowledge, inventions and discoveries that lead to the creation of more resources. Each discovery or invention leads to many others. Example: the discovery of fire led to the practice of cooking and other processes, while the invention of the wheel ultimately resulted in development of newer modes of transport. The technology to create hydroelectricity has turned energy in fast-flowing water into an important resource. Types of resources. Resources are generally classified into natural, human-made and human. Natural resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. The air we breathe, the water in our rivers and lakes, the soils, minerals are all natural resources. Many of these resources are free gifts of nature and can be used directly. In some cases, tools and technology may be needed to use a natural resource in the best possible way. Natural resources can be broadly categorized into renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. Some of these are unlimited and are not affected by human activities, such as solar and wind energy. Yet careless use of certain renewable resources like water, soil and forest can affect their stock. Water seems to be an unlimited renewable resource. But shortage and drying up of natural water sources is a major problem in many parts of the world today. Stock of resource, it is the amount of resources available for use. Non-renewable resources are those which have a limited stock. Once the stocks are exhausted, it may take thousands of years to be renewed or replenished. Since this period is much more than human lifespans, such resources are considered non-renewable. Coal, petroleum and natural gas are some examples. The distribution of natural resources depends upon a number of physical factors like terrain, climate and altitude. The distribution of resources is unequal because these factors differ so much over the Earth. Human-made resources. Sometimes, natural substances become resources only when their original form has been changed. Iron ore was not a resource until people learned to extract iron from it. People use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, roads, machinery and vehicles, which are known as human-made resources. Technology is also a human-made resource. Human resources. People can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill and the technology to do so. That is why human beings are a special resource. People are human resources. Education and health help in making people a valuable resource. Improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. Conserving resources. If we are not careful about utilizing the resources, then even renewable resources can become very scarce and the non-renewable ones can definitely get exhausted. But we can do a lot of things to prevent this from happening. For example, using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. Balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called sustainable development. Sustainable development. Carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present, also takes care of future generations. Some principles of sustainable development. Respect and care for all forms of life. Improve the quality of human life. Conserve the Earth's vitality and diversity. Minimize the depletion of natural resources. Change personal attitude and practices toward the environment. Enable communities to care for their own environment. The future of our planet and its people is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life support system that nature provides. Therefore, it is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable resources are sustainable. The diversity of life on the Earth is conserved. The damage to natural environmental system is minimized. Exercises. 1. Answer the following questions. I. Why are resources distributed unequally over the Earth? 2. What is resource conservation? 3. Why are human resources important? 4. What is sustainable development? And 1. I. The distribution of natural resources depends upon number of physical factors like terrain, climate and altitude. The distribution of resources is unequal because these factors differ so much over the Earth. Ans 2. Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. Ans 3. People can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill and the technology to do so. That is why human beings are a special resource. Answer 4. Balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called sustainable development. Or carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present, also takes care of future generations. 2. Tick the correct answer. I. Which one of the following does not make substance a resource? A. Utility. B. Value. C. Quantity. Answer, C. Quantity. 2. Which one of the following is a human-made resource? A. Medicines to treat cancer. B. Spring water. C. Tropical forests. Answer, A. Medicines to treat cancer. 3. Complete the statement. Non-renewable resources are A. Those which have a limited stock. B. Made by human beings. C. Derived from non-living things. Answer, A. Those which have a limited stock. Please like, subscribe and share.